Volume or button conversation.
Should I go and get it?
No, no.
Sharade pahi mam Shankara raksha mam 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 Sharade pahi mam Shankara raksha mam
Hari Om. Namaskaram all. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Sharada Sharadamboja Vadana Vadanambuje Sarvata Sarvatasmakam Sannidhim Kriyat Sada Shiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Bharati Karunapatram Bharati Padabhushanam Bharati Padamarudam Bharati Tirthamashaye Vidya Vinaya Sampannam Vetaraham Vivekanam Vande Vedanta Tattvajnam Vidhushekara Bharatim Sadguru Charanarvindabhyam Namaha. Hari Om. Namaskaram all. Welcome to the 26th session of Panchadasi lecture session. Amami, please go and get started.
Right.
Okay, thank you very much. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha. Hari Om everyone. Doing namaskar to Sri Sharadamba and Sri Mahasannidhanam and Sri Sannidhanam, our Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda and the entire Guru Parampara and all of you. We start today's class. So after 3 years now, we have started since 3 years, I think. So that's wonderful. But it looks like we haven't had a class for 3 years. Long time ago we had the class. So anyway, when you have this much of a gap, then you forget where you stopped and what all you did and all that. But anyway, we have been managing, we'll manage. So we'll start. The first one. Namaste Shankarananda Gurupadambu Janmane Savilasa Mahamoha Grahagrasaika Karmane. The throat is a little bit problem, but we'll see how things go. All right. So last time we had finished with 26th one. So we'll chant 25 and 26. Vijati yamaya masattattu nakhalvastiti gamyate nasyata pratiyogitvam vijati yadbhida kutah ekameva dvitiyam sat siddhamatra tu kechana Vihvala asad evedam purasiditya varnayan. Okay, so we had seen that Sat, we have already established that Sat has been explained as being free from the 3 differences, Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata, Bheda. We have gone through that at length. I hope we all remember. And then it said the meaning of Ekam Eva Advitiyam. All the 3 correspond to this Swagata, Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Bheda. That hope you all remember. Last time we finished that. So Swagata Bheda is not there because there are no parts in Sat. So when there are no parts at all, there cannot be any Swagata Bheda. Sajatiya Bheda is not there because Nama Rupa was not even there. This is before the creation. So there is absolutely Sajatiya Bheda is also not there. And then we said Vijatiya Bheda cannot be there because if we say something other than Sat, then it should be Asat. Asat means that which is not. So then there cannot be any Vijatiya also. All this was explained at length. So now, what is the next topic is, Vidyaranyaji has taken this opportunity to take up the topic of those people who say that Asat is the cause. Asatvadin, as they are called. So, they are also, they are from Bauddha, they are Buddhists, one sect of Buddhists who are called as Vainashikas or Madhyamikas, they are called as, and they are also called as Shunyavadins because they feel that there was Shunya before creation. Yeah. So, verse 26 stated in a very distinct way that what these Asatyavadins or Shunyavadins, what they say is not. No, that's what it said. In spite of us having seen that Sat is, it doesn't have, Sajatiya, Swagata, Vijatiya, Bheda, etc. In spite of establishing that, and Sat alone was existing before, and these Shunyavadins say that before the beginning of creation, only Asat was there. Yeah, Asat means non-existence. So it is called at that time. I don't know if you remember. It was called as prattling, or they are delirious. It seems they don't know what they are talking about, because the very statement Asat alone was is saying that non-existence was. So how can non-existence come under was? It was. How can it be? Yeah, it what was not was means it. The statement itself looks so wrong. So non-existence is non-existing. You cannot say non-existence was existing. Yeah. So this he calls it as gibberish. Just prattling. So blabbering. So that's why he says vihvalaha. He called them very silly nonsense. So they do not have logical thinking according to Vidyaranyaji. Iti avarnayan. In this way, they are described here. So, in essence, what is asatvada or shunyavada? What is the postulation? Everything, it according to them, originated from asat. So, asat alone was there before creation. Now, he states a little more about why they are saying like this, what happened, where did they err, etc. Where did they go wrong? And then later on, we will see that he has a full-fledged attack on them. Yeah. So you will find that he doesn't leave anybody. So he will just, first of all, he will tear them apart and then show you how wrong this is. So why does he do that? Because only when you take the opponent's point and you battle with another thought, then you will know which thought is right. So in all our Shastras, there is always one opponent who is called as Purva Pakshi. You must have heard that word. So the one who is proposing something, he is called as Siddhantin. So he proposes something, and then the other one is the opponent who opposes. Yeah. So Purva Pakshi is called as opponent. So he will always be talking the other point. So to establish your thought, you need somebody to propose. You should be a proponent and there should be an opponent. Yeah. So then the aspect, this is a very, backbone of our Indian philosophy. If you read Shankaracharya and all, how he went from place to place, and then this is what they used to have. They used to have vada between proponent and opponent, and then you have to establish your point. So the Siddhantin is called as the one who proposes, and then the Purva Pakshin is the one who opposes it. And then if you cannot establish your point, then you have to say, okay, give me some time. I will go back and then I will come back and then I will attack you. Yeah, there is that kind of a leeway also. But if you cannot do that, then you have to change your matam. You have to change what you are thinking. Yeah, this is how they used to establish what was right. So here the Purva Pakshin is brought in order to strengthen the Advaitin's thought. Okay, so now this one is called as Sthuna Nikandana Nyaya. What does that mean? See, whenever there is a pillar or a post that you have to put, you make a hole and you put the post or the pillar and you put some little gravel and then some mud, and then you do a lot of pounding on that. And after that, when you think that it is quite strong, you try to move that pole. When you try to move that pole, when you see that it is moving, then that means it is not fully yet established. The same way, if the person is proposing and when the other person is able to move you, that means you are not yet ready. Yeah. So then you go back and then you put some more gravel, some more all the things, and then you again pound it, and then you try till it doesn't shake like that. So that's why it's called as the pole shaking nyaya. That's what it is. Suna Nikandana Nyaya. So here, the non-existence they are saying is there. So what is, why are they saying that? Are they foolish? Huh? Why did they become like that? Huh? Is it, it is because the nature of the truth, it's very difficult to really see. That's why all these problems come. Nobody can establish very easily. Yeah? So now let us go to the 27th shloka. 27. Magnasyaabdhau yathakshani vihvalani tathasya dhihi akhandaikar samshrutva nishprachara bibhetyatah. Together. Magnasyabdhau yathakshani vihvalani tathasya dhihi akhandaikar samshrutva nishprachara bibhetyatah. Magnasyabdhau yathakshani vihvalani tathasya dhihi akhandaikar samshrutva nishprachara bibhetyatah. Okay, now Magnasya Abdhau. I hope you wrote it down or you took a picture. Magnasya Abdhau. Abdhi means lot of water, like an ocean. So if if in the huge body of water, like in ocean, Magnasya, one is drowned. When one is drowning in the huge body of water, Yatha abrani vihvalani. What happens to the person? You cannot see, so you try to come up. Your eyes cannot see, your ears cannot hear, your nose, words don't come out, and something you blabber. So when you are in the water and you try to come out, this is called as Magnasya Abdau Yatha Akshani Vihvalani. The senses become, they are in a panic mode. They are all scared. Now, all the senses are in a panic mode. Tatha, in the same way, who is saying? Vidyaranyaji is saying, Tatha, Asya means the Shunyavadis. The Shunyavadis mean the Bauddhas or the Vainashikas, Madhyamik. There are different names. We'll come to that. So, there, Dhihi. Dhi means what? Mind, Buddhi. So, mind and intellect become this way, it seems. They lose control over themselves. Just like a person who is going in the water, who is drowning in the water, how they become so in a panic mode, they cannot speak, etc. These people are totally in that same mode. They become delirious. Their mind intellect becomes delirious. Akhanda eka rasam shrutva. So this is equivalent to the akhanda water. When the shoreless ocean is there, like that, when they hear about, the Shruti says, that is, the Vedas say, the Shruti says, Upanishads, etc. say, neti, neti, not this, not this, So neither subtle nor gross, nor gross, neither tall nor short, no Anoraniyan, Mahato Mahiyan, means smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest. When they are trying to describe what is Brahman, this is how the whole, this, what is the self in you, then it becomes too much to understand, to take. So, akhanda, it is unbroken, eka rasa. Eka rasa means of one nature, homogeneous. So, the non-dual reality, which is akhanda, which is unbroken, which is uniform, no svagata, no sajatiya, no vijatiya bheda. So, that sat, which is of this nature, when these people, the Shunyavadins, when they hear about this, their mind becomes nishpracharaha. Nishpracharaha means becomes still, motionless. Like how when you are immersed in water, how you become motionless, like that they become. And then bibheti ataha, and therefore they become frightened. They become frightened. They are frightened of the intellect becoming powerless. The intellect cannot do anything there. So they become very frightened. So intellect has power only if you are able to give some data to it, so that it can have some foothold. Here nothing is given. There is nothing. Then what do you do? And when the intellect does not get some foothold, then immediately the intellect loses its power, and the function becomes, it cannot function at all. Yeah. So, like when the person falls into the big ocean, he starts blabbering, and when the same thing here also, falling into this akhanda rasa, they start blabbering. This is what is his idea about the Shunyavadins talking. Now he says, the next 2-3 shlokas you will find, why is he doing all this? For all of us to not fall into the trap. Okay. So this is his own view. Now he has given. Next, he is going to quote Gaudapada Acharya. Who is Gaudapada? Gaudapada is the Acharya of Shankara's Acharya's Acharya. Yeah, so grand Acharya of Shankaracharya. So I hope you all remember Gaudapada is Govindapada's teacher. Yeah, Govindapada was Shankaracharya's teacher. So now he is now quoting Gaudapada. Let us see. Go to the next one. 28. Gaudacharya nirvikalpe samadhavanya yoginam sakara brahmanishtanam atyantam bhayamuchire. Together. Gaudacharya nirvikalpe samadhavanya yoginam sakara brahmanishtanam atyantam bhayamuchire. Gaudacharya nirvikalpe samadhavanya yoginam sakara brahmanishtanam atyantam bhayamuchire. So Gaudapadacharya has said. So, as we said, Gaudapadacharya, Gaudapada is Gaudacharya, it says here, but his name is Gaudapada. And Gaudapada, Gauda means, Bengal. So, he must have been a Bengali person. He was from Bengal. Yeah. So, Gaudapada. So, Nirvikalpe Samadhav. In the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, he says, where in Nirvikalpa Samadhi means what? When you are in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, there is total Ekarasa, one thing only, that reality alone is there. There is no triputi, there are no three things. Like the person, dhyata, the meditator, and then the meditating, and what he is meditating on, nothing. everything becomes one. The three things are not there. Triputi is not named, not there. The knower, known, knowing, the relationship, that is not there. So there is no, there is no feeling that I am meditating on something at that time. When you sit down for meditation, okay, I am sitting, I have to sit, erect and all that. I have to sit straight and this and that. What do I have to do? All that But when you reach the ultimate Nirvikalpa Samadhi, you don't know anything. You are in that oneness. Nothing. Your mind doesn't, your intellect doesn't work at that time. So the whole intellect normally continuously functions in the Triputi, in these three. The life of intellect is only in the Triputi, in the Dhyanam, Dhyata, and the Dhyaya, or the Karta, Karma, and the Karana. No, the doing, sorry. So, Karma. So, now when the Triputi ends, then the mind also is not there. So, in the subject, object, and the relationship between, the connection between the subject, object, in terms of an action, that's also not there. Yeah. So, in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, when Triputi is not there, that means the meditator is gone, meditating is gone, the object of meditation, the object also, that as though I am different from that Brahman is not there, because I become one. I go away and only that Brahman alone, that reality alone is there when the ultimate stage comes. So what is there in Nirvikalpa Samadhi? Only Dheya Eka Gochara. Means without I meditating, without the object of meditation. Only that object of meditation becomes the whole thing. There is one Eka Rasa. Because the object of meditation in Nirvikalpa Samadhi is that self or that Brahman alone. Okay. So only Akhanda Eka Rasa is there. And the mind has become very, very, very subtle. Yeah. So it's not available for perception at that time. Okay. So, and at that time, it is, the example given is Nivatastaha Deepaha. Means when the lamp is kept in a little, inside a place, there is no wind. Then only that flame it is just there without moving. The mind becomes like that. One Eka Rasa. Yeah. So, Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Anya Yoginam. That means those people who don't know this, who don't believe in what Advaita Vedanta says, the other meditators who are not followers of Advaita Vedanta, what happens to them? Sakara Brahmanishtanam. He is taking up those people who are only doing puja or meditation for Sakara, means with form. They don't know, without form, they cannot even imagine how to do any meditation. Yeah. So those who are meditating on Saguna Brahma. Saguna Brahma means any of the Lord. We have, though in the olden days they used to take, Brahma, Vishnu and all that. Now here we can have Krishna, Rama, Shiva, we take the idols and then we think of them as God and then we meditate on that. So those who are only doing meditation on sa akara with the form, then what happens to them? For them, sometimes what they think is the Lord is only in that form alone. They cannot think beyond that. They cannot think that the Lord is formless and he can take all these forms. They don't think like that. So the Advaitin also performs the same puja, etc. They also do Saguna, Upasana, and then they do meditation. But that Advaitin has the clarity that the ultimate reality is beyond the form. He has the clarity that ultimate reality cannot be just this alone. It has to be beyond name and beyond form. But those who are Saguna Brahma Upasakas, those who are very firm in that, then they are totally not willing to move away from that. Nishthanam. Nishthanam means they are firmly saying, no, only this, nothing else. Yeah. So, in spite of the Upanishad teaching, they know what Upanishad says, but they don't want to take that portion of Upanishad. So, Atyantam Bhayam. For them, they have got extreme fear in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Says who? Gaudapadacharya. Okay. It's not Vidyaranya Swami. Here it is. He is quoting Gaudapada. So they never will like to go to the state where they have to leave the form and then go to the formless. Yeah. Those people who are only upasakas of Saguna Brahma. So in case the mind goes towards that, then it gets startled. Then they get feared. They get afraid. So they immediately bring the mind back. Ayoyo, where is my mind? No, they are not willing to let go of the mind because they are afraid. Yeah. So upasanas are a part of Vedas only. Yeah. These people believe in Vedas. So they, as you know, Vedas are, they have the mantra portion, they have the Brahmana portion, they have the Aranyaka portion, there is the Upanishad portion. All these things are there. So the Aranyakas are filled with many kinds of upasanas in Vedas. So all the upasanas that they are doing are based on the Vedas only. They believe in Vedas. These people who are dedicated to the Vedas, they themselves are given to fear that when it comes to ultimate reality, they don't want to give up the mind. Ayoyo, I won't go to that. If I have to give up the mind, then no, I don't want to go there. So why is he talking like this? Because if people who believe Vedas, if they themselves don't want to go to that ultimate reality, then what to talk of Shunyavadins? That's what he's trying to say. Yeah, that's what he's trying to prove. So he's talking like this now. So then what is the condition of those who don't take the help of the Vedas? Yeah. So why would they not fear more? No wonder they are so afraid. Yeah. So at least if the Shastra is telling you, give up the mind, give up the meditator, give up the meditation, let the mind go, let the ego go, let it end. That means you, I, that has to go. If it says that, you know yourself only as you, it is very difficult to give up. If I am not there, then what will happen? I feel lost in that state where there is no I at all. I am only comfortable when that I is there. Yeah. So that's why people say that they get frightened. You must have heard this. I don't know if you have heard this. I have heard so many people saying, when I sit down for my meditation, I get frightened. They say, why do they get frightened? Because the I goes away. Then what do? I think I am the main thing. And then if the hero is gone, I who am the hero or heroine, whatever. Yeah. So suddenly the ego becomes thinner and thinner and thinner and you are gone. So then they get frightened. No? Oh, what happened to me? Appa, I'm so glad I'm back. Oh, everything is there. Like that. Yeah. So as long as the form is there, the mind is there, then it's okay. But mind also gone, everything gone. So if these people, so now Gaudapadacharya, he's saying, if these people who follow the Vedas have so much of fear of the ultimate reality, which is free from all gunas and akaras, etc., that is all names and forms, etc., then what to speak of those people who don't have any belief in Vedas? Yeah. the Shunyavadins or the Buddhists, they don't have any belief in Vedas. Then what to talk of them? So, if for those people, if for these people itself it is such a problem, then what to speak of those people? So, this kind of, kind of nyaya it is called. This is another nyaya. So, there are so many nyayas they are called. We already said how Sthuna Nikandana Nyaya. No, I told you that's the name. And here there is another Nyaya. So we say, oh, if Saguna Brahma Upasakas are already, if they are afraid, then what to talk of those people who don't believe in Vedas? We talk like that in our normal parlance also. If you yourself don't understand, how do you think your children will understand? We talk like that, no? Like that, this is called as Khalmukti Nyaya, some other Nyaya, So he's saying if our own people who believe in Vedas don't understand this, how will those Bauddhas know this? Yeah. So this is the reasoning. So now, when he said that, you will say, I don't believe all this, what you are saying. Would Gaudapada Acharya, would he ever have said like that? No, Gaudapada, such a great person. Why would he have said? Then, now Vidyaranya Swami, he doesn't want you to think like that. Okay, I will give you from where I am quoting. Okay, so the next one, he has taken literally from Mandukya Karika. Okay, in Mandukya Karika, the 3rd chapter, 39th verse, if you go and see, this shlokam that we are going to do now is there. So he is quoting from Mandukya Karika, which is written, the Karika is written by Gaudapada Acharya. So that is, now he is quoting that in the next shlokam. Before that, now before we go to that, you can take this out, Srini. Yeah. Before we go to that, there is a little bit of introduction that he gives. Vidyaranya Swami gives a little bit of introduction from why he is, how, Gaudapada is saying, Sakara Nishthanam, Upasakanam, Nirguna Brahma Vishaye Bhayakaranam Chet, Kim Anga Punaha Chanchala Chittanam, Swa Abhishta Nivishtanam, Saugatanam iti bhavaha. That means, he says, Sakara Nishthanam, those who are established in the Lord with form, those who are established with form, Upasakanam, those upasakas, Nirguna Vishaye Bhaya Karanam Chet. If they have fear in that, in Nirguna Brahma, Kim Anga means, oh dear, then what to say? What? Punaha Chanchala Chittanam, those whose minds are wandering. Swa Abhishta Nivishtanam. Who are those Abhishta Nivishta? They are only interested in what they are talking. He is talking about all those people, Buddhas. So, Buddhists. Yeah. So they just talk what they want, but not what the truth is. Saugatanam, the Buddhists, the Shunyavadis, what to talk of them. He says like that, and then he gives this next shlokam, which is again a quote directly from Mandukya Karika. We go to the 29th shlokam. Okay. Asparsha yogo nama. No, sorry. Asparsha yogo namaisha. Durdarsha sarva yogibhihi. Yogino bibhyati hyasmat. Abhaye bhayadarshinaha. Together. Asparsha yogo namaisha. Durdarsha sarva yogibhihi. Yogino bibhyati hyasmat. Abhaye bhayadarshinaha. Asparsha yogo namaisha durdarsha sarva yogi bihi yogino bibhyati yasmat abhaye bhayadarshinaha. Okay. So, Yeshaha. Yeshaha, this one. This one means what? This one stands for the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. The Nirvikalpa Samadhi is called as Asparsha Yoga. Asparsha Yoga, non-touching yoga. Yeah? Nirvikalpa Samadhi is because it is, why is it called as Asparsha? Means there is no Triputi, as I told you, there is no meditator, meditation, meditating. The three things are not there, which means only Sat alone is there. And the thought has become so rarefied. It has become so thin that completely gets dissolved and beyond the radar of your awareness. You can't even know that. So very sukshma means extremely subtle. So in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, therefore, because there is nothing, no thought, nothing at all, it is called as Asparsha Yoga. Yoga is union, and then oneness between Jivatma and Paramatma, meaning there is no Sajatiya Vijatiya Swagata Bheda. So that is called as Asparsha, when there is no relationship, no duality at all. So whenever we have sambandham with the upadhi, then it is called as Sparsham. That is touching the word. So now here, I become that. So when the upadhis are not there, no upadhis, like in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the upadhi is not there, even the mind is not there. So Nirvikalpa Samadhi, where Asat alone is there, it is called as Asparsha Yoga. None other word for Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So Durdarshaha Sarva Yoginam. For all those yogis, namely other people, like we already talked about, those people who are Saguna Upasakas, those who are meditating only on Lord with form, it is very difficult to see. It is almost impossible for them to see. Why is it very difficult? Because yogino bibhyati. Yeah? Because they are afraid. They are afraid because they are not able to give that last trace of duality. Ayo, if I am not there, what will be there? That kind of a fear comes in their mind. So there is, now in this, at this point, we have to say one thing about Advaitins. We are talking as though Advaitins are great. But we also have to know some of the way Advaitins think that I'm so great. Yeah, I don't have to do any puja, etc. For the form. It doesn't mean like that. Huh? So what do they say? I did all the upasana in my last birth, I tell you. In this birth, I don't have to do anything. This kind of superiority complex. Yeah, which is also very wrong. So in this janma, I need not go through. They talk like that. They don't go, when they talk like that, they're not going forward, they are only going backward. Yeah, we have to understand that also. Just because of Lord's grace, we are able to get some Vedantic knowledge does not mean that we do not need upasana. Okay, let us not fool ourselves. Yeah. We have to have Bhagavad Bhakti, we have to do upasana also. Yeah. No, now, nor does it mean that we should look down upon those people who are upasakas. We should not do that. So that's not the point. Here we have to understand what the point is. So it is said in it's called as the one who has seen fulfillment in upasana only has got the adhikara for Advaita Vedanta. In other words, you should have done upasana, and then you understand the greatness of doing puja, bhakti to Lord with form, and think great of it, and then see the Lord in that, and then you can go beyond. So that's very important for us. If you are not able to have Saguna Brahman focus, then where is the question of Nirguna Brahman? Nirguna Brahma is without any form. If you can't even concentrate on God with form, how do you think you will ever be able to go to the next step? So don't think low of the Upasana. But you have to understand that it is beyond this. It's very, very important. If your mind is not able to focus on something with guna, how can it focus on something without guna? All these points we have to keep in mind when you read about this. Otherwise, we start thinking, Advaitins, we are all great, we don't have to do puja. All these people are doing. No, it's not like that. So that's a little bit of thing that we have to remember. Now, yoginaha bibhyati. So now we are going back to the first point that the Saguna Brahma Upasakas, when they think only that is the last point, then they have fear. They fear in entering Nirvikalpa Samadhi. That is just being Sat alone, they get very, very scared. But why are they afraid? Abhaye Bhaya Darshinaha. In Abhaya, so why is there no Bhaya at all? Because Dvitiyat vai bhayam bhavati. We have to understand. Only when there is duality, there is bhaya. Only when there is otherness, then there is bhaya. So Gurudev used to give the example, in the middle of the night, the husband and wife are sleeping upstairs, and then downstairs, somebody is opening the door. The wife gets so scared. She's saying, hey, somebody is coming, go, and she won't go, So go and see who is there. Only when you think that it is somebody else. But if you know that your useless son comes back only in the middle of the night, so then when it is your own, you don't get somebody else only, you get frightened. Then otherwise, you say, okay, that son is coming back, what to do so late? You're not afraid. Yeah. Dvitiyad bhayam. When there is a second one, then only. So here, in this meditation, there is no second one. Why should you be afraid? So that's why it says, abhaye bhaya darshinaha. That which is abhaya, they get bhayam. Yeah. So, because of ignorance, they have got fear. It says like that. So, now, really speaking, the end of the mind is very unique experience. Whenever something is unique, you get afraid of that. Yeah. So, when you consciously put an end to the mind, then your individuality also ends. Why is that scary? Because it is almost like death. How we are afraid of death? Like that. Because, what happened to me? I am not there. Because for us, the most important thing is I. For each one of us, I, that ego is so important. When it is not there, then we become scared. So, like how when people are alone, they get very scared. So then it's very suffocating for them. But actually, when others are there, it should be suffocating, isn't it? But here they get very scared. So abhaye bhaya darshinaha. No, now we also know some people when they are alone, they get so there is no noise. They will just keep the TV on loudly, as though somebody is watching. They are not watching, just to be happy. They do like that. We all know that. So not only now, so now what did we say? It is our Vidyaranyaji's point. And now he quoted Gaudapadacharya. He said that, and then he gave the shloka also from the mantra also from the Mandukya Karika. So not only Gaudapadacharya, but his Shishya, who is Shankaracharya, also has said about the Shunyavadins. Yeah. So the main topic is Shunyavadi. We have to remember that. And when we are talking about Shunyavadis, he's talking about those people who are Saguna Brahma Upasakas. Okay. So because he wants to say I told you the Nyaya, no? Vaimuktika Nyaya. That is, if these people who believe in Vedas, if they themselves are afraid, what to talk of those people who don't believe? Yeah, that's the whole point here. So now he is quoting Bhagavad Padacharya. Who is Bhagavad Pujya Pada? Our Shankaracharya. So we go to the 30th shlokam now. Bhagavad Pujya Padascha Shushka Tarka Patu Namun Ahur Madhyamikan Bhrantan Achintyesmin Sadatmani. Together. Bhagavad Pujya Padascha Shushka Tarka Patu Namun Ahur Madhyamikan Bhrantan Achintyet Sarm Asmin Sadatmani. Bhagavad Pujya Padascha Shushka Tarka Patu Namun Ahur Madhyamikan Bhrantan Achintyesmin Sadatmani. Okay. So, Bhagavad Pujya Padascha. So, this refers to Shankaracharya. Now, why is he called as Bhagavad Pujya Padascha? Because his feet are worshipped by people who are worshipful. Worshipful people have worshipped his feet. Yeah. So great knowledgeable people, wise people have worshipped Shankaracharya's feet. So he is called as, because he is an authority of knowledge. So he is called as Bhagavad Pujya Padascha. Why is he called as Bhagavan? Bhagavad Pujya Pada? Because when we say Bhagavan, means all 6 qualities should be there. This is just for our knowledge. So Aishwaryasya Samagrasya, lot of Aishwarya has to be there. Dharmasya, Yashasasya, Shriyaha, Vairagyasya, Mokshasya, Shannam Bhaga Itinganaha. So all there are 6 qualities if a person has, he is called as Bhagavan, and Shankaracharya was all that. So all great people have worshipped Shankaracharya. So he is called as Pujya Pada. So now not only Gaudapada, but Shankaracharya also says about the Shunyavadins. So what does he call them? Now let us see. Amun. Amun means these. These Madhyamikan. Madhyamikan means the Shunyavadins. There is another name for Shunyavadis. They are called as Madhyamikan. And what are they? Patun. Patun means they are great experts. Then you will think, aha, he's praising them. Yeah. Patun, very experts. What? Shushka Tarka. Shushka Tarka means in dry logic. They are great experts in dry logic. The logic which gives fulfillment is in heart is called as good logic. The logic, if it is dry, that means it is not rooted in actual experience. Okay, it's just talking. Okay, so now in so many bhashyas, Shankara uses this word, okay, for those people. And dry logic, Shushka Tarka. So in Brahma Sutra, a whole section is there for them. He talks about it. He's very good at that. So why are they called as Madhyamikas? Why are they called? What is the Shunyavadins? Why are they called as Madhyamikas? See, in Buddhism, the Acharyas advise 2 things. One is yoga and acha. Another is achara. Now, yoga is the practice of samadhi. So, chitta vritti nirodha is yoga. We know that, So, achara is the practice of certain principles, disciplines. So, these madhyamikas, unlike the other types, so they are actually, there are four types of madhyamikas, Yogachara, Vijnanavadi, Vaibhashika, Sautratmika, Shunyavadi or Madhyamikas. Shunyavadis are Madhyamikas. Okay. So, because controlling of the mind is very difficult, they just, what they do is follow the middle path. It is called Madhyamika. Right speech, right conduct, right, not very easy also. That's also difficult, but they follow the easy method than following the very difficult niyama, etc. So now this is the middle path, which is not very difficult and not too easy also. And since they take the middle path, they are called as madhyamikas. Now, what does he call them? Bhrantaha. Bhrantaha means they are deluded. They are deluded. Why? Because they are using only mere dry logic without any Shastra's guidance. Achintye. For that which cannot be even thought of. Yeah. So, that which is beyond mind, that which is beyond the mind, that Sat, consciousness, which is beyond the mind, they are putting their mind without any assistance of the Vedas. The Madhyamikas don't take the help of Vedas. So, if they had taken the help of Shastras, then it would have been good. See, we don't have a problem because we believe in Shastras, in the Upanishad. And the Upanishad says, Sadeva Saumya Idam Agra Asit. The whole of this chapter started with that only. Sad alone was there in the beginning of creation. Yeah. So if you take that and then on that you build your logic, it will be so easy. But when you think, no, I don't want to believe, then it becomes very difficult. All the logic becomes, in Tamil we say Varattu Vedantam. That's called as dry logic. Dry logic. So Shastra tells us that Sat is there. So before creation, Sat alone was there. So how can we use the mind there? We don't know. The mind was not there at that time. So, was your mind there to see that? No, my mind was not there. Then how can you use inference? No. So, for inference, how do you infer? We always say, I have seen smoke, there must be fire. Because I have seen 2-3 times that whenever there was fire, there was smoke. Inference can come only from seeing it 2-3 times. Here we have not seen anything. Yeah? So you cannot use inference also. So then how do you know that logic before creation, with logic, that before creation there was only Asat? No. So have you seen 2-3 times? No, I don't know. So how can you use the logic there? You cannot. So therefore, in that which is beyond the realm of your thoughts, they are applying logic, which is thought-based. Logic is thought-based. Achintya asmin sadatmani. With respect to the Atman, which is Sat, which is beyond thought, Achintya. It is beyond thought. So, that's why Shankara calls them Bhrantaha, deluded. Then Shushka Tarka means dry logic people. So, now what have we done? We have quoted Gaudapadacharya. Now what is he called? All of you, just this is for your information. For Mandukya, he has written the Karika, no? So that's the highest. So we say Karika Kara. And then he is quoting Shankaracharya. Who is Shankaracharya? Shankaracharya has written Bhashya. I hope you all know. So he is called as Bhashyakara. Yeah. So he quoted Karika Kara first. Then he is quoting Shankaracharya, who is the Bhashyakara. Now next he is quoting, the next person he is quoting is Sureshwaracharya. I don't know if you all know, for all the Upanishads, there are people who write Karika There are people who write notes on that. That is called as Bhashya. And then on that Bhashya, there are people who write Vartika. I don't know if you know. And there are people who write on Vartika, the next one, Tippani. I don't know if you all know all those words also. So these are all very interesting things. So now he's going to quote Vartika Kara, who is Sureshwaracharya. Very interesting. After that, he won't quote anybody. After that, he will go on straight away, give pat to all those Shunyavadis. Oh, before that, he has to let us all know how he is not alone in this trend of thought, how everybody else has also given them like that. So I am also doing that. Yeah, so that is his thing. So quickly we'll go over that next shloka, so that next time we'll take the next portion of this. Okay, so now we go to next one. Anadritya shrutim maurkhyat ime bauddhastamasvinah आपेदिरे निरात्मत्वम् अनुमानैकचक्षुषः अनादृत्य श्रुतिं मौर्ख्यात् इमे बौद्धास्तमस्विनः आपेदिरे निरात्मत्वम् अनुमानैकचक्षुषः अनादृत्य श्रुतिं मौर्ख्यात् इमे बौद्धास्तमस्विनः आपेदिरे निरात्मत्वम् अनुमानैकचक्षुषः. All right. So, this is from Vartikakara, who is Sureshwaracharya, and this is quoted from what he has written, Naishkarmya Siddhi. I don't know if you have read that. It's called as Naishkarmya Siddhi, and in that third chapter, verse 34 is this. He is quoting that. Now, so now, Tamasvinaha. Tamasvi means ayatarthagnya, means yatharthagnya means knowledge of the fact. They are ayatarthagnya, means they have the knowledge of that which is not a fact. Okay, that's what Sureshwaracharya is saying. So they have taken something else and they think it is true. That's called as ayatarthagnya. So they have wrong understanding. That's what it means. So, and who are they? Bauddhaha. The Buddhists, the Shunyavadins. So, we are talking about those. Maurkhyat. Maurkhya comes from what word? You yourself can tell me. From Murkhata. Yeah. So, those, because of their foolishness, Shrutim Anadritya, not accepting the Shruti as the means of knowledge. We all take Shruti as the knowledge because what we don't know, we have to resort to only Shruti. Okay. So, Apramanikritya, not having the sense of pramana in the Shruti. So, if you don't trust the means of knowledge, it will always have some deficiency in your life. You cannot answer properly. So, there are certain things which are beyond the means of senses and mind. You cannot know. Yeah. So, but at the same time, if you accept it at this moment, and then you walk in that direction, and then you will get a kind of understanding about it. And after getting the right understanding with that, you can experience that. So that's what you have to do. And that means of knowledge, which is talking about all the things which can't be seen by the eyes, which can't be inferred by the mind. So what else? What can the senses and mind do? So now, we are all some small thing on this in this cosmos. When you look at the whole cosmos, what is beyond cosmos? How are we able to know? See, poor Vidyaranyaji has to read say all these things. See, right now, if you take all the scientific, experiments and all, they are coming to the same conclusion after so many years, hundreds of years, that consciousness is behind everything. Array, this was given thousands of years ago in our Shrutis. How did they come to that? Because Shruti has given, we know it is right. That's exactly what I feel like. Vidyaranyaji should be born now. Then he will say, hey, look at the newspaper. You can read it. So how beautiful. Alaukika Vishaye Vedaha Pramanam. Yeah. So that which you cannot see, for them, the higher means is only the Vedas. Lauka means that which can be perceived. Alaukika means that which is not perceivable. So now, so Vedas are the means of knowledge. But these people do not accept Shruti. So they only will accept Pratyaksha or Anumana, inference. So they cannot accept Shruti. Anumana Eka Chakshushaha. They are all, what do you call them? Kana. One-eyed. They are all one-eyed only. So, Eka Chakshushaha. They have only Anumana. Anumana means inference. Only as their one eye. The other should be Shruti. They don't have the second eye. Yeah. In this way, Sureshwaracharya says, Tamasvinaha Maukhyaha Eka Chakshushaha. Because of that, what happens to them? Niratmatvam apedire. Poor things. What happens is, they have not attained selfhood. Whereas all of us can attain selfhood because we believe in Shruti. Okay. So, because they think everything was shunya. Yeah? All our experiences are that I am. Only after I am, everything else comes. But where they come to the conclusion, I am not, then how are you able to know everything? So, this is what? Maukhyata, that is foolishness. They come to the conclusion that I am not. So, they are denying themselves. So, now, he has nicely placed, what has he prepared? This Vidyaranya Swami, in today's lecture, he has made a nice platform for us to understand what those people who don't believe in Shruti, what they think how foolish it is. By giving all these examples, etc., he has now prepared us for that. Okay. So, that is in order to strengthen the Sthuna Nikandana Nyaya. Remember, that pole, it has to be properly very strong. That's why all these things are given. Now, today's lecture, after this, if you are asked, what will you say? Yes, I think whatever I don't know, I will believe in Shruti, etc. So, the position of Advaita is that Sat alone is the reality of the nature of Sajat, of the no Sajatiya, no Vijatiya, no Swagata Bheda, that homogeneous existence, that is the ultimate reality. Whereas all the Shunyavadins' view is just the opposite. For them, Asat is the reality. So, in order to strengthen the Vedantic position, the Asatvada of the Buddhists was taken up and for preparing ground. And now we enter into the regulation of how wrong it is, the actual what they have said. So we will start refuting them. Means what? He will start slapping. Directly he will now next start. Now, so he will know why he is doing that. Okay. So the logic was not given. So far, why they are wrong, the logic was not given. He is going to be doing that from next shloka onwards. So today we saw what Vidyaranyaji's standpoint is, what is Gaudapadacharya, who is the Karikakara, his standpoint is. Then we saw Shankaracharya, who is the Bhashyakara, his standpoint. And then we saw Sureshwaracharya, who is the next one. No, he has written on Bhashyakara. So all those things we have seen. So now we can go to the direct Shunyavadins attack from next time. Okay. All right. ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ हरि ओम्
Thanks so much. You're on mute.
Thank you, Mami. So, what I learned today was that the importance of the Nyaya Shastra study, right? I think apart from what we are saying, it's very important. The other eye is going to our Shruti is very critical. Also, very clearly, he expounds the fact that where are the different types of Nyayas? How do you argue? How do you get to that? And the beautiful part of quoting people from Gaudapada, right? So that is so nice on that to say that the Karika Karya, Gaudapada, who's that Shankara's guru's guru, and then come back to Shankaracharya, the Bhashikara. We actually say Shankaracharya Bhashikara or Bhagavad and then his Sishya, which is Sureshwaracharya. It's also interesting to say Sureshwaracharya was the first Acharya of Sringeri Math, which is, so it is nice thing to say how he connects that. And Vidyaranya Swamiji was part of his 11th Acharya of Sringeri Math. So it is so nice to see how he brings in his own Guru Parampara, right? In Nyaya Shastra, that's one of the things saying that when you do Tarka, you bring your own Guru Parampara to have the roots. So it's such a beautifully said. And then other thing you kept saying about the Stula Nikandana Nyaya, right? That is actually, it's almost like a video of what he does. That is the best part of what I'm saying. It's not like I have tested it with this. He takes a video of how he's shaking it, how he's making sure it is strong. It is such a beautiful thing for us to really view how he goes through that whole visualization. You're bringing it up so nice, saying what happens and things like that. So thank you. And this is a very unique feature of any philosophical study is this piece. Is we are given not only this is the philosophy, but it actually self-connects, tells why we are self-observing internally, but also shows how to shake it, how to test it, how to make it stronger. So thank you so much. It's so powerful statements on each one of them, and hopefully our Maurkyata will go away actually with this. So thank you so much, Mami. It's nice. Then the other piece is also we had yesterday was another guru in Sringeri Parampara, Narasimha Swami. His Aradhana day was yesterday. So if we can say one small shloka of him to say the Prahlada Varado Devo Yonasimha Paro Harihi Narsimho Paskanatim Tannarsimha Gurumbhaje. So let's pray for his blessings as well as part of this. Thank you. Sriniji, if there are any questions, as usual, please send an email out there. And Sriniji, take it up to finish that.
Mangalam Guru Shri Chandramauleeshwar ke Shakti Ganapati Sharadambige Shankaracharya ke Shakti Ganapati Mahaganapati Sharadambige Kala Bhairavar ke Kali Durgai ke Veera Dheera Shura Hanuma Maruti Charanatirke Mallikarjunarke Selva Janardanarke Amba Bhavani Ganapati Chandi Chamundi ke Sri Krishna Bhagavan ke Sri Chakravasini ke Sita Rama Lakshmana Sakita Maruti Charanatirke Vidyaranyar ke Vidya Shankar ke Vagishwari ke Vajra தேக கருட ஆஞ்சநேயருக்கே ஸ்ரீவள்ளி தேவ சேனா சமேத சுப்பிரமணியருக்கே துங்கபத்ரைக்கே ஸ்ருங்க நிவாசினிக்கே ஸ்ருங்கேரி புரியில் நிலைத்திருக்கும் எங்கள் சாரதாம்பிகைக்கே சச்சிதானந்த சிவ அபிநவ நிருசிம்ஹ பாரதிக்கே ஸ்ரீ சந்திரசேகர பாரதி குரு சார்வபௌமருக்கே ஸ்ரீ சந்திரசேகர பாரதி குரு வித்யா தீர்த்தருக்கே ஸ்ரீ சந்திரசேகர பாரதி குரு பாரதி தீர்த்தருக்கே ஸ்ரீ சந்திரசேகர பாரதி குரு விதுஷேகர பாரதிக்கே மங்களம் குரு ஸ்ரீ சந்திரமௌலீஸ்வருக்கே சக்தி கணபதி சாரதாம்பி சங்கராச்சாரியருக்கே சக்தி கணபதி மகாகணபதி சாரதாம்பிகைக்கே ஸ்ருங்கேரி புரியில் நிறைந்திருக்கும் எங்கள் சாரதாம்பிகைக்கே.
Thank you so much, Mami. Thank you so much, Mami.
Thank you, Mommy.